There are many ways scorned employees get revenge on former employers. Some go out in a blaze of glitter and glory. Some play the capitalism game and poach their former co-workers for their new company. And then some straight up have balls of steel. And to be honest, if it wasn't for a series of tweets made by industry veteran Yuji Naka, I would have probably dismissed today's title as another example of the dismal state of modern Square Enix. But it's not every day that the man responsible for, in my opinion, the best 2D platformer of all time absolutely goes off on one now, is it? Balan Wonderworld, released only last year in March 2021, is what happens when a company wants to prove Shigeru Miyamoto right. Again, I mean, there's countless examples of this. Good God, you'd think someone would pay attention, but I digress. First announced in early 2020, Balan was set to be the first Square Enix project helmed by veteran Sonic director Yuji Naka and Sonic character designer Naoto Oshima, best known for their joint work during the golden age of Sonic. Prior to this, the last time the pair had worked together was actually on Sonic Adventure, which is pretty ironic because this is clearly where things just went completely off the cliff, and this is not the time or place for that conversation. Starting the game gives you this lovely, well-rendered, and clearly had a lot of time and attention poured into it, cutscene of a weird little emo boy who doesn't at all resemble Billy Hatcher being a weird little emo boy. Also he can dance for reasons, and he's a complete twat. After being led to an old theatre by a weird fluffy chicken thing, and ignoring all that we learned about stranger danger, he finds himself whisked away into a world of whimsy by the Babadook. Hang on, that's Balan, the titular character of this game. Hey, it's not my business, but I'm pretty sure this counts as child endangerment. Also, this is weird. Dude, you can't just grab kids off the street and dance for them. Frankly, I want to call the police. And you definitely can't transport them into another world, Dad. Oh my God, this visual whiplash! Elephant in the room here. Yes, I am playing this game on Switch, which is, to be fair, not the most powerful console on the market. However, this looks like a Unity game from the Steam Greenlight days. Good God, this is ugly. And take it from me, I've got to look at myself in the mirror. I know ugly when I see it. Hey, am I walking on water here? What am I, Jesus? Oh, there's no Jesus where we're going. Initial shock subsiding, the game reveals itself to be a multiple level collectathon, in the style of something like Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie, with this island of Tims acting as the hub world. Oh yeah, those little fuzzy bastards, those are called Tims. Why Tims? I don't know. What if its name is Daniel? What if that one's a girl? Doesn't matter. All Tim. Embrace Tim. Love Tim. Tim World. I suspect that somebody wanted to make these guys as marketable as possible in order to sell merchandise. And by merchandise, I mean NFTs, because of fucking course I do. By the way, Square, how's that working out for you? Do you have enough apes yet, or do you need to sell another studio maybe? Each level breaks down into the same formula. Find the level-specific costumes that grant you different abilities, find the various Balan statues in the level, find other minigames that grant you even more Balan statues, and help the person that the stage is loosely themed on. The stages are short, but somehow find a way to be really annoying and poorly designed. For a start, we have levels like this in World 1 that do this awful nauseating effect where the world unfolds as you explore it. I suspect that someone put a bit too much pride in this and then refused to fix the effect or remove it before shipping. Then there's the costumes that remove your ability to jump because of a single awkward fundamental design choice that kneecaps the game off the bat. The entire control scheme devolves into 3 buttons. Left and right bumper, which will change your costume, and all of these do the same thing, action button. So there's no dedicated jump button, just action. Think you can see how this gets to be a problem. No matter what, you'll get to scenarios where you need to jump, and then you have to switch costume. That's already rather silly, but then, just to get on your nerves even more, the bastard thing takes forever to switch every single time. There's no way to skip the animation, even if it's your millionth costume swap. The only saving grace is that you are invincible the entire way through the switch, which is incredibly useful during some of the boss fights. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, so let's go back and talk about the characters that the stages are loosely themed after. Throughout the game, you'll see these people in the stages. I say people like that because they disappear when you approach, and frankly this is horrifying. No thank you, Square. This is just, god. Across both stages, you and the teams do something to a tree with a heart that unlocks a short story about a person experiencing some kind of problem. Some are having a crisis of confidence, some are dealing with losing their livelihoods, and some are dealing with loss, which frankly are awfully heavy subjects for a game that seems mostly aimed at kids. I say mostly because it is awfully cryptic about it. Somehow this game gives you less information as to what's going on than a From Software title, which is frankly incredible. Seriously, the game manages to be simultaneously one of the most cryptic things I have ever played, and so simplistic that it's borderline insulting. That's a fucking achievement. Each person's problem leads them to a dark place that's represented by a boss, and each boss is frustratingly similar. Find the pattern, hit it 3 times, and you're done. That's it. Some are even very similar visually to each other, and it all feels like an afterthought, which is a shame since the cutscenes are actually very well animated. It's like these cutscenes got done first, and then something happened. And here's what you've been waiting for, here are the memes. When you beat the boss, you get to do a choreographed dance number with that level's person in need. No, really, it's a dance number that feels like a drug-induced fever dream. I have no clue what the blazes is going on, but I feel like I need an adult, or at the very least, I think I might need some scotch. Also, I can't help but notice that these are all set to one of the same 3 songs. Great soundtrack, guys. A for the total lack of effort. Once you've beaten a batch of levels, you'll notice that most of the time you've got no new levels to beat, and that's because to unlock the rest, you have to go back and collect more Balan statues. Great. Padding. What a wonderful way to artificially lengthen the game. Make me go back and replay levels in a game that I swear is held together with duct tape and dreams. No joke, I've not touched on it yet, but this game runs like crap and is riddled with bugs. During my playthrough, I found collectibles that just would not activate, constant frame rate drops, and I even fell through the ground a few times. It's a mess, and I'm actually floored that the game is shipped in this state. I should probably now actually get to part of the reason that this game is in such a bad way, and that's because 6 months before release, Yuji Naka was removed from the game and effectively dismissed from Square Enix. He recently absolutely unloaded on Twitter, stating that Square does not care about games, accusing them of cooking up HR issues to get rid of him, and happily stating that he had taken them to court and won. This is sadly par for the course with Square Enix right now. Comments made by company president Matsuda have made it very clear that they see the future of gaming in the metaverse and NFTs, which to me makes about as much sense as that time that Microsoft thought the future of Xbox was an advanced webcam. It's no secret that Square right now is heavily diverting funds into this technology by doing things like selling Crystal Dynamics and the rest of Square Enix Europe. So a part of me would not be surprised if getting rid of Naka was an excuse to reduce costs and then divert what was meant to be his salary into this same blockchain project. Why do I think this? Well, Naka said it himself. Square doesn't care about games or game fans, and this statement makes it painfully obvious that this really is what their corporate body cares about right now. The video game company does not care about video games. Instead, it cares about PNGs saved to a random part of a cryptocurrency blockchain, which begs the fucking point. If Square Enix doesn't care about video games, then what is the point in Square Enix? Seriously, you're telling me that blockchain technology will improve my gaming experience by, I don't know, minting a fucking costume of Cloud in lingerie that only I can use? Because that sounds like hell world. And that's before I even get into the sheer energy consumption associated with blockchain technology and the environmental impact, the money laundering, the scams, the sheer unregulated nature of it all, but that's a whole rabbit hole to go down, and we've still got a game to beat. And that we shall. But since this game is showing me, the player, next to no respect, I will return the favour and respect the game's content as much as I possibly can by abusing this frost deer costume that you find in Stage 8. Basically, it lets you walk across the air by freezing it, or whatever the hell I'm supposed to be doing here. It's meant to be used to get across a handful of long chasms, but instead, it's an amazing way to skip large chunks of the game, which, hey, makes this whole deal go by a ton faster. Also, you can now get a bunch of statues that you're meant to get with other costumes, but without, of course, the nonsensical obstacle courses. Is this technically cheating? Maybe. Do I look like I give a fuck? What does this say about the quality of the game? That I'm so done with it that I'm actively looking for ways to make it go by faster? Because, yeah, I'm mentally checked out at this point. What really brings my piss to a boil is that each costume is basically a life, and if you lose a costume, you have to go back to the level you got it from and recollect it all over again. You can stockpile costumes, sure, but you can only get 2 from the same spawn point at one time, which is just phenomenal. Oh, more padding! Yay! Blood and sand. Somehow, I've gotten all 12 stages unlocked, finished, and I've found the last batch of statues I need to unlock the final boss, Balan's evil counterpart, Lance. Balan and Lance. Balance. Yeah, that's the level of wordplay we're dealing with here. You know, I never thought I'd say it, but it kind of makes me miss the old Captain Pugwash bit. You know, about the crew having a mass debate. Ask your parents. The first stage is a bit irritating, but fine. His patterns are readable, albeit annoying. 3 hits and he's down into his second form. After hitting you with an instant kill that's undodgeable, the game launches a cutscene with all the people you've helped overcome their problems cheering you on, lending themselves as a costume from their stage. I realise when I put it like that, it sounds very Ed Gein. If you don't know who that is, Google it, because I do not have the makeup talent to run a true crime channel. The final stage is really frustrating. Yes, it's very doable, but the bastard thing will cheat you in any way it can. You think you've got a hit, but no, the target reticle won't appear. You think you've got a clear shot, but nope. The eye targets you have to hit are as far away from you as they can be. You do everything right, get it down for the final blow, but oh no, sorry, you went up the wrong side of the boss. You need to go the other way up, but the game gives you 0 indication that's what you're supposed to do, meaning you run out of time and get exploded. So you do it again, and then you get squashed because you're a pixel under its fucking horn! Every little bullshit twist it can turn, every little dirty, no-good scheme that it can do to you, it will do. And that's not even the worst shit this damn thing did to me. It's done! It's done! It's down! It's down! I've done it! I've done it! Fucking God, I've gone to the right side of the head. We're out of here. We're golden. I'm finally finished. Why is the game stuck on a white screen? I think it crashed. This is not a joke. This is not a fucking meme. I am not hamming it the fuck up. It has fucking crashed. Are you shitting me? Are you actually shitting me? Like, I pressed the home button.
Fucking unbelievable.
Now I have to do it again, and I'm pissed off. And I just want to be fucking done with this goddamn game. So I played like shit. I mean, utterly dreadful. It takes a lot to actually get me angry at a game. Sure, I ham it up a lot on this show for a cheap laugh every now and then, but I was legitimately seeing red. Just to give you a concept of this, just to give you perspective, the last game that actually got me this heated was Mighty Number 9. Let that sink in. That is what it takes to actually get me annoyed to the point I'm yelling at a fucking video game. Not even Bubsy 3D got me angry at it. And what was making me even more pissed off was at this point I was low on costumes. So in between attempts, I had to go to random levels, get what I needed, 2 or 3 times to get the number of fucking costumes I needed, and then do it again. But finally, I did it. I beat the fucking thing. I ended it. It's over. Jesus Christ, it's actually over. Lance reveals his true form. This odd Griffith-looking manlet that then gets pulled into the darkness again as everyone else pretends they didn't see that for another dance number. Yeah, another dance. We're getting another dance. But this time with everyone. Also, Balan is a pretty manlet. Oh, and did I mention there's more dancing? I'm done. I'm out. Quit. Leaving. Never again. I do not care at this point. Credits are rolling, and I checked out mentally so long ago. I am so glad there is nothing more to do. Excuse me? Why does it say that? Secret third act? No. You know what? No, there is nothing. There is nothing on God's green earth that will make me come back to this. Absolutely nothing. I am flawed. I am fucking flawed. I heard this thing was bad. I knew it was bad, but I wasn't expecting this. Nothing makes any sense. Everything is too simple. The game plays terribly with delayed controls, awful level design, costumes that are useless, costumes that are just repeats of each other, ugly graphics, and least we forget bugs. And yes, before starting this, I patched the fucking game. This is up to date. What actually kills me, and I mean actually kills my soul here, is that looking at the box, it's clear that at one point somebody actually cared about this project. There's a ticket inside, a mock-up for a front row seat at Balan's show. Only issue is that it's slapped in here with an advert for a Dragon Quest mobile game and a code for fucking Square's goddamn NFT-filled member service. And isn't that just a perfect metaphor for this? They got video game royalty in and ruined it with greed. Apparently, there's a digital book you can buy that explains the plot and lore, but I'm sorry, no. I have zero intention of wasting any more of my time or money on whatever the fuck this was supposed to be, and most importantly, I couldn't give a toss about the character of Balan, Lance, or any of these wankers. To end this, I will sum up the entire experience in one sentence. It's a bit shite, innit? You're welcome, Flyer.